Here is a look at the TSX. Yes, you are seeing correctly. It is red in a big way, down over 230 points this morning. BNN Bloomberg's Amber Kanwar is standing by with more for us in Toronto. Amber, what's happening on the markets this morning?
So it's all in reaction to this interview that Fed Chair Jerome Powell gave over the weekend that, to be honest, did not contain a lot of new information. But I think the reality of what he's been saying for a couple of months finally sank in. And that is, they're not going to cut rates starting in March. He's been pretty vocal about that. But the market has had this little habit of thinking, well, maybe there's still a chance we could cut rates in March. Then we got this blockbuster jobs data on Friday that was nearly double what was expected. We got a read of the services sector in the U.S. that advanced by the most since September. So the U.S. economy continues to be firing on all cylinders. And while inflation, yes, it is coming down, it's still far from target, which is 2%. It's the same as it is here in Canada. So the Fed is basically saying we're not going to cut in March. Now, maybe even odds for a May rate cut are starting to pull back. And it's really just that reality that investors are coming around to. Stocks tend to go up when there's an expectation of lower interest rates. And since today we're getting a repricing of that, we're in kind of a sour mood.
Gotcha. Okay. The ban on foreign home buyers in Canada has been extended until 2027. One top Bay Street economist really critical about this. How come?
Yes. Well, Chrystia Freeland says this is meant to make sure that homes are used as homes, not as speculative financial assets. But economist at Scotiabank, Derek Holt, calls this a purely xenophobic measure aimed at politically scapegoating foreign buyers that were an immaterial share of home purchases, basically saying foreign buyers were never what was driving up home prices. It was this inadequate match between a lot of demand and a lack of supply. In fact, he goes further to say that this is politically, this measure by Freeland and the government is designed to politically blame foreign home buyers, when the real issue, in his estimation, is a mismanagement of Canadian housing and immigration policy. So really not mincing words here, saying this is not going to do anything when it comes to dealing with affordability, because foreign home buying was really just acting at the margins. You've got a real domestic issue that had been affecting the housing market.
McDonald's growth slows due to the war in the Middle East. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so they grew their total sales by 3.4%, which is actually the slowest they've done since the beginning of the pandemic. And the company is calling out issues in the Middle East. Now, that makes about 10% of their sales. And when war broke out after Hamas attacked Israel, and Israel now engaged in retaliation in the Gaza region, that led to a bit of a, of course, in the region, nobody's going out to McDonald's, but it also led to a little bit of a boycott. You think about what is the most American symbol out there around the world, it is those golden arches. And so Muslim nations, I should say, were targeting McDonald's as a source of a boycott for their perceived support of Israel.